As a librarian coaching, this really energized me. It made me think differently about approaching assignments, and I really got to work individually with more students by coaching the two classes that I worked with.
I had to myself find comfort in not knowing all of the answers and feeling comfortable with learning with the teachers I was coaching, or allowing them to feel like they could also contribute in sharing their expertise.
These are teachers that have been teaching for a long time, and so there's some reluctance to change what they've been doing. After a while, it's that excitement of, okay, let's try something new. In the meetings themselves would often just be an exchange of ideas in the hallway or in the staff room.
Some people look at technology as a separate piece that, we're training kids to do PowerPoint, or we're training kids to do Excel. But really what we're doing is we're teaching kids to do mathematics, do graphing using the Excel as a product that helps them to make graphs, or using PowerPoint for kids as a tool for a presentation.
It's an incredibly rewarding experience to have an effect on the way somebody else teaches, and to help them to understand how important it is for students to find ways to take ownership of their learning, and teaching through technology is the best way I've ever seen of doing that.
Let's start off with, well, how do you set up your rubrics? What are some things that we need to include in this? I think that we just need to do a little brainstorming here first. My goal is to work with one teacher, two teachers, maybe a department, on integrating technology into their curriculum. I also have a goal as a librarian, and that is to provide the very best educationally sound resources for many of the lessons that the teachers are having the students work on in the library.
My key goal is student learning. I really have to show them what's possible with technology.
I mean, it's my goal in my building to increase the amount of people that are interested in using technology in the classroom.
So I thought it might be kind of fun to do a scavenger hunt. You could use this even with your 7th graders, because my goal as a coach is to create an atmosphere of comfort where people can come and ask the questions and make the mistakes that will allow them to become independent users of technology in the classroom.
Do you have some standards already written up for that? I mean, sometimes I think that what they want from you is to take something that they're already doing, a lesson, a unit that's already in place, and help them modify it so that we can integrate the technology into it. The two teachers that I was working with were pretty apprehensive, but I was too, and wasn't sure what I was really getting into. I felt like I was there to give advice and maybe model some of what we were going to do for him in his lesson on the presidents.
They have to be able to point and show us what they understand for that.
28 years of teaching, and it was great. He opened the door and he was very eager to try something new, as long as there was somebody there to support his efforts.
So a coach can help transcend that feeling of uncertainty and help that teacher take the risk. And so every week I would be meeting with those teachers, looking at the lessons that they had planned, lessons that they had designed around the standards, sitting down and looking at ways to integrate technology into what they were already doing.
This end that you're holding, it goes right here. So if you put it backwards, it won't fit. There you go. Coaching for me has taken many forms. This is going to connect the projector to the computer. Of course, a big part of my job has been to teach teachers new technology tools. A feel for what would be the best position for the focus.
Technology is very important for ESL students.
But sometimes it's just simply being a good listener and being someone that they can bounce off ideas with. So I do strive to be productive in our time together and to give them a positive experience And I think they continue to come back because they do enjoy learning as they do their job.
I don't remember how to do the slides, the show.
The show. Sometimes I'm a teacher, a guide. A lot of the time, it's my job to stand behind somebody and walk them through the process of using some piece of technology or learning a piece of software.
I have to fix that one.
Yeah, maybe. Oftentimes it's a responsibility too to let people know that you're not an expert in something, but you're willing to learn alongside them. And I think that's a very powerful lesson for people to see.
There was something to control the speed.
There is.
Okay, how can I do that?
There is no right or wrong way, and there's no one way in every building. A lot of it depends on your knowledge of the colleagues that you have and your relationship with them.
Oh, cool.
Oh, that's cool. It's incredibly important to start out by just creating the relationships. Once people start to trust you, then they'll start to ask you questions, and they'll start to come to you looking for leadership.
We've got a website for you. And I have lists and lists of wonderful sites for them. I also put those sites on our library webpage and show them to the students. That's a real fun part of my job that I truly enjoy.
You're good at this, aren't you?
And it's expanded my role as a library media specialist.
Through the coaching process, we were opening up classroom doors throughout the building and talking about how great so-and-so was, you know, with this or with that, and then bringing people in to see them, so that there was this, it wasn't the sense of individuals working in the building, it was kind of that pulling the team together.
Oftentimes they expect me to be the calm one. When something does happen, then they're wanting me to be there as a security blanket to kind of help them through some crisis. I also am an idea person. They expect me to know their curriculum well enough that I should be able to be on the lookout for things that they can use or be able to come up with ideas for projects that they want to do. They also expect chocolate, quantities of chocolate.
When the speaker raises their hand and says, "My turn," this is what you should do.
I helped the bilingual teacher put together a project of little informational commercials of proper etiquette in the classroom. And these were students that have very limited English. They were very engaged about what they were doing in the project, where normally they're very shy in speaking out loud. That was just so worthwhile.
If you follow this rule, it shows respect to the speaker.
The support of the administration is key. It makes a gigantic difference.
Oh, it's so valuable. A coach is much more effective when the principal has buy-in into this type of professional development.
When we received the grant, the principal supported the grant further by adding building funds into the pot, which helped to release another coach within the building and myself to help teachers.
But I know what I'm going to have trouble with is hooking this up to my computer.
Well, that's why we're going through a lot of this step by step.
I was really excited about being able to help another person and appreciate the fact that they even were eager to have some help, because sometimes it's real hard and they shut the door and say, "No, don't bother me. Don't give me any more work than I already have."
Let's take off the cap and then let's go back over here to the screen.
Both of the people I worked with were very willing to work with me and very accepting. Made me feel really good.
There are many rewards to coaching. One of my favorite rewards is sharing a classroom with a teacher that's been teaching, you know, a decade or two longer than I have, and seeing the magic that they work with their students. And not one, but not two, not three, but a whole school full of teachers, seeing them in their element, and then being able to adapt some of their style into my own style and feeling myself grow as a teacher.
It's rewarding to be able to help somebody, to be able to take some time and go into the classroom and ease some of that stress because you have an additional person working with you.
Oh, it is so much fun to watch somebody be successful for the first time or the second time or the third time, but there's nothing quite like that first time when somebody comes to you with a big smile on their face and say, "Look what I did all by myself."
It's the picture of the little podium there.
Okay.
The teachers that I've coached have really been successful in using a technology tool, and that inspires other teachers to start taking a risk in introducing, even in small steps, technology use in their classroom. there is more learning happening in the classroom as a result of my coaching. There you go. Whether it's direct or indirect, I feel very rewarded by that.
Don't hesitate to do this. It's worth every second that you spend on it.
All right.
Yeah, isn't that great? You did it.